Hi everyone, welcome to this brief video on doing a basic search in Readex's African American Newspapers database. As you can see here, this is the opening interface screen that you will find when you first enter the database. And here is the handy Google style search box that we'll use to enter our search terms. Today, to demonstrate a basic search, I'm just going to enter somebody's name and then press go and see which kind of records I get. So today I'm interested in looking up an important person in the history of Los Angeles, Tom Bradley, who was mayor of Los Angeles from 1973 to 1993. He was the first black mayor of the city and just the second black mayor ever to have been elected in the nation. So here you can see I've entered his name in. I've capitalized it, although you don't have to. And most importantly, I've put quotation marks around the name. That's to make sure that I get combinations of Tom Bradley instead of everybody named Tom or everybody with the name of Bradley and everything all mixed up. So if I put quotation marks around it, I'm telling the database that I want just that exact name. Once I have the name in, all I have to do is click go. And that's going to bring up a set of records for me. And here you can see the list of records that I get and what that screen looks like. Right here, I've got the number of results, 222, which as search goes, isn't that overwhelming. And then for each record, you can see there's a little picture where the term that you search for is shown in the article, which is handy. And then I've got 10 results per page, which is the default, starting with the oldest. And so I can see I've got an article here from 1889. And if I scroll down the first 10, I can see 1959. However, these aren't the Tom Bradleys that I'm looking for. So how do I find the one that I am? Well, I need to do a date range. And so I can go here to the left-hand side of the page and find where I can refine my results by date. And there are 4 ways that you can refine your results by date. The first one is by U.S. era. Readex has defined different eras in American history to help searchers refine their searches by those different periods. I could do it by U.S. presidential term, which is right here. I can do it by decade, or I can sort results by year, specific year. Because Tom Bradley was mayor for 3 decades in Los Angeles from 1973 to 1993, I am interested in news stories about his term as mayor, and so I'm going to do by decade. But here you can see I can only select 1 decade at a time, but if I go to more options, I can select more than 1, which is what I'm going to do. Here you can see there are some check boxes, and because I'm interested in the decades from 1973 to 1993, I'm going to select 70 to 79, 80 to 89, 90 to 99, and then click apply. And what you're going to see is your number of records be reduced from 222 to 198. This is going to make it easier for me to find the Tom Bradley that I'm looking for. Here I can see baseball, racing, sport trips, swimming, football, sports review, Tom Bradley, obviously a Tom Bradley who was an athlete, not the one I'm looking for, but I don't have to go far to find Tom Bradley, elected first black mayor of Los Angeles, as reported in the Chicago Metro News on June 2nd, 1973. And the following articles are about the same Tom Bradley as well. Bradley victory, Tom Bradley, and here I can see LO, which obviously is Los Angeles, and the different newspapers that were reporting on his election. So now I know I've got a list of relevant results that will help me find out more about how the African American press was reporting on his victory. And I'm just going to go ahead and select the first article here to show you guys what it looks like when you actually open up a newspaper on your computer. There are two ways I can go into the article. I can click on the title, or I can click on the picture. I'm going to go ahead and click on the title of the article here. And what it's going to open up is the article itself. And the term that I was searching is highlighted here. If the highlight gets on your nerves or you don't need it there, you can turn it off right here. See where it says highlight and then this X. If you click the X, it's going to turn off the highlight for you. I can read the article to see if it has anything I'm interested in. To navigate it, I can use these features. I can zoom in here to make the text bigger and scroll around the article with my mouse. I can zoom out here to make it smaller. I can see a full screen view of it here, and it's easy to read all in one with this view. To exit full screen view, I can press escape on my keyboard. And then the other thing I can do here, which is pretty neat, is see the article in the context of the page on which it was printed in the newspaper. And I can do that over here by looking at the left-hand side column. Down this left-hand side column is every page of the edition of the newspaper in which this article was published. So here you can see there's all kinds of stuff that was printed in this newspaper at the time. And this feature is good for when you're just browsing through newspapers looking for interesting stuff without any particular treasure in mind. But I already have my treasure here. I just want to see what it looks like in the whole box. Here, this gold outline tells me that the article is on the first page of the paper. So if I go ahead and click on that page 1, it's going to bring up the whole page for me to see. So I can see where the article appeared on that page in the Chicago Metro News from June 2nd, 1973. Here I can use my mouse again to scroll around, and there's the article right there. Notice how when I scroll about, the articles are clickable, meaning that you can open them up and read them as individual pieces. So if I want to go back to the Tom Bradley, which right in the center of the page, that's information for me showing the importance that was attached to his election by this newspaper, I can double click on it and open it up again. If I'm interested in saving this article, there are two things that I want to make sure I do. The first one is I need to get the citation. So here you can see you have choices of all the language associations that set up formatting guidelines. If you're going to do history or you're in your English class doing research, you're probably going to do MLA or Chicago. I'm going to go ahead and choose MLA because that's pretty common at the community college level. And here I can see my citation. So I can copy that and paste it. I'm just going to copy it for now, and I'll paste it into something later. And then I can download the document or save it into a folder. We'll talk about setting up a folder later when we get to the advanced search. But I can download it by using this button here, and you'll get that familiar download. Here it is, download options, download page, save page to Google, select multiple pages, I'm just interested in this one article, so I'm going to download the page to my computer. And there you can see that it's downloaded. And if I click on it from here, it's going to open up in Chrome instead of my PDF viewer. But from here, I can download it onto my computer as well, although it's already going to be in my downloads folder. So there are lots of options. Now that I've looked at this article, I might want to go back and look at the others and see what they have to say. And to do that, I go back to my results. So that's just kind of a quick rundown of doing a basic search with the opening interface screen on the African American Newspapers database. Hopefully that gives you a sense of how to start. And from there, you can kind of browse around the newspapers, see if there's anything interesting. It's really fun to look and find all kinds of information. I hope that this was helpful, and we'll see you in the next video.